everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of Peas in a Podcast.
Welcome back.
Can I just say,
What do you want to say, Moyo?
it is 8:18 p.m.
It is 8:18 p.m., y'all.
on a Saturday.
I just came back from work.
And I am very... yeah, you did go to work.
I just got back from work.
Welcome back to another episode.
Welcome back to another episode.
If you're watching this on YouTube, as you can see and hear, it's 8:18. Please subscribe, okay?
Yeah, we're putting in the work, y'all.
Please subscribe.
Don't let me side-eye you.
Today, we are going to be talking about being Nigerian and just what it means to us. We're going to talk about how the diaspora, being Africans in the diaspora, has changed or shaped our identity. And then we'll just talk about our favorite things about being Nigerian. I think it's going to be a short and sweet one. What do you think?
Yeah, because the last episode, if you haven't listened to the last episode or watched the last episode, it was a little...
It was tough. It was trauma of immigration.
Listen, not tough. It was a hard bite.
Yeah,
no,
like
it was
we
a
didn't even
steak
laugh.
more.
We didn't even kiki.
There's nothing to
There's
kiki about the immigration story.
Shine, that's all.
It was more of a steak rather than like a salmon or a chicken. It was a tough bite.
Very well done.
Very well done. Tire stick.
I hate steak.
So it was a great conversation. Thank you again for Bisola for joining us on conversation. But it was just more of a serious conversation.
Yeah.
And although this is still a serious conversation,
It's more of a spin-off, I would say.
yeah, more of a spin-off
light.
of that and more light than that conversation.
Light work.
And I love being Nigerian, so I love talking about being Nigerian. So I'm
I
excited
agree.
for this conversation.
But before we keep going again, I will say it again. We do have an announcement for our audio listeners. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this video,
I'm
you're a real
looking
one.
at
Okay?
you.
Okay. Thanks for
You.
watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you're
Yeah.
not subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe and turn on your post notification bell so you never miss a
Yes.
video from what did the YouTuber say? Like,
Share,
comment, subscribe, share,
do all the
the
do's.
things.
Yeah.
And for our audio listeners, I know you love our voices, okay? Very raspy, very cute.
Did you intentionally try to bring your
I
voice
heard.
down?
However, our faces are even much more beautiful, I must say.
Tell them about it.
So you need to go on YouTube and you
Yes.
find us at Peas in a Podcast. Before the algorithm was trying to mess us up and bring up other peas.
But we
Our
are the real peas.
We are proud.
No humility at all.
No, at all. God, please don't humble us because that's not good. But please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Show us
Yes.
some love. Show us leave a comment. Let us know that we're doing something well because
Yeah.
podcast is hard to grow.
It
but
is
with
really
YouTube,
hard.
I think it's easier because at least the views, the faces are there. So
Yeah.
it's a bit more easy, I think. But we'll see. But
We'll
yeah.
see. Like Moyo said, please share with people.
Mm-hmm.
As usual, before we start our real conversation, we always do screen time and headlines. Now, what is
Yep.
this? If you're new to the podcast, Screen Time and Headlines is a segment where we just catch up on where we've been, what we're doing, what we're watching, what we're reading, for the intellectuals in the house.
Period.
And yeah,
Sexuals?
it's also
Sorry.
Moyo. It's also a time for y'all to remind y'all that you should follow us on Instagram because that's
Yep.
where we share more of our day-to-day activities, especially with the podcast, and it's also an opportunity for us to conversate and catch up with y'all. But Moyo, what have you been up to?
Oh Jesus,
Girl,
I'm tired. I'm not tired in a bad way. I'm tired from doing things, from doings.
Y'all see Moyo's glow?
Do you see the glow? Do you see the tan?
Why do you have a tan, Moyo?
Because I went to Jamaica.
You did.
I did.
Yeah, man.
Apparently it's yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So it's like a yeah, and it's not man, it's man.
Yeah,
I
man.
said, oh. And they were just saying to me a lot. I made a lot of friends, but like Jamaican people. Guys, I'm pulling international men. Can we cut that out?
No, it's stated. It's stated.
International. What is
Man.
international? Don't play me. I'm joking.
No,
But
I was Jamaican.
it was really good. I think going after, like the day before my trip, I called Tosan. I was like, I don't know this feeling I'm feeling, but I'm feeling a little sad. And I'm like, I think it was because you were not there. Like, it wasn't a girl's trip. It was more of a sister trip because my sister and I went for a wedding. But like, I was like, oh my gosh, where are my girls? I feel a lot. And the last time we went on our girls trip, my life was just so different. So I think I was just like,
and not that she was sad that she's going with her sister. She
Oh,
lost
yeah.
her sister. It's just every time down bad.
Don't even play me.
But every time I think Moya's had like a big travel in her adult life has been with friends.
Yeah.
So it was just a different
But like
vibe.
there's a camaraderie. Even when I went to Nigeria, I went alone. I can't remember myself. But like I had friends there. It just like I had my friends come help me pack. Like it was just this one was just struggling packing by myself. It felt so. I don't know if people are doing solo travel. I just faint. Sorry.
Did you say you were about to do a solo?
I will be doing a solo maybe next year. But I went to Jamaica. That was lovely. The wedding was beautiful. Jamaica is a beautiful country, and I felt like
beautiful.
And just black people everywhere. I felt very like the people who were helping us, like the cleaners, the service workers. I felt like I needed to. How can I see a woman that is big enough to be my mother and I'll say hi? Hi, they kneel down.
She say,
"Curtsy, ma." Sorry.
She say, "Good morning, ma."
I'll just walk past you. Even the men, I bow my head. What do you? So like, it was just they look very West African, and obviously slavery and all of that. But still, I was like, it's not true.
Yeah, Moya, it is true, babe. Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a lovely time. I really want to go back for a girls trip. I think Montego Bay.
We talked about this. Eat.
Yeah.
We will eat.
Just
what
like
else
that.
aside from Jamaica has been happening with you?
Work has finally slowed down, I think. But once I go back, it's going to be so... Because I came back from Jamaica this week.
Yeah.
And it just feels like I was going to go back on Friday, like return to work on Friday. I text my boss. I said, "Hey, babes, I'm just going to take today off if you don't mind. I'll come back on Monday." And she said, "No problem, girl." But I think it's finally slowed down a bit. I finished my series finally. This Is Us. I've finished rewatching for this year.
Yeah.
I might go back maybe later in the year. We don't know. But I'm done for this first rewatch.
Yeah.
And then I watched Forever.
I did watch Forever too.
Forever. If you're not watching or if you haven't watched it,
I watched it.
It's a rom-com. Is it com? Is it? Anyway, there's more romance in it. Oh, guys, I was drinking a lot of rum in Jamaica. I was very say one rum in it. I love their accent, and I just felt like I needed to say something more than thank you after. Like Mexico, I was saying gracias. You know, I'm half Spanish.
Yeah.
So like, I was just
you are. Mucho gracias.
Buenos dias. So yeah, I don't know. It was just very. It's like I need to say more. They were teaching me some patois.
Redirect yourself to Forever, babe.
Forever. Thank you.
Did you like it?
I loved it. I think at the end I was triggered, so I was crying a lot.
Okay, so
yeah,
I watched it.
And
a lot of people told me, like, "Oh my God, it's so emotional. It's the best romance you're going to see in your entire life."
I don't think it's like the best romance. I think
it's just like, nothing's tugged on my heart. I saw a lot of TikToks and like people were bawling, and I was like, wow.
Sorry, why are we bawling? Well, I
would
bawled,
give it
but
a
it was
good
more
7
of
over
like,
10.
oh wow, it was giving. Yeah, I would give it a 7 over 10. But I think what I really liked was the guy's perspective. He was so like honest with his feelings. And you don't see that a lot. At least I don't see that a lot in the dating pool. I think it's just high school love. You're so honest. You're feeling your emotions deeply. And I think like just seeing how he was still thinking about them, how he was ruminating on the thoughts. Like, yes, that's how they think when I'm in love. I was like, this I think about the person I'm in love with and just replaying some nice, cute moments. But yeah, anyway. That's what I've been up to. Just watching. And I've been starting my summer doing silly.
The summer is not giving yet. But
it's not giving yet. This weather is terrible.
Yeah.
At least when we're coming back with rubbish. What about you, dear?
What have I been up to? What month are we in?
May.
I think the last episode I said like, I don't really like I think the last episode I said I blacked out on the week. A lot of blacking out has been happening in my life lately.
Later when I'll check in, you say you are fine.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm Gucci. I think not blackout in a bad way. I just think there's a lot of things happening at the same time that I kind of dissociate. I'm just like I'm being pulled in multiple directions. And a lot of good directions too. It's just like so many things are happening. I think I've been resting a lot. Like I said in the last episode, I was sick for a bit. Like the whole April, throw it away, wrap it into 2 duffel bags.
I can't believe it's cute too.
And actually, don't put it in your garbage. Take it out. Take it out of the building, bin. To the big bin. No, I watched Forever too, and like I said,
you don't like love?
I love love.
But do you think it was high schooly?
It was very high schooly. It was very cringy.
Adults.
There's some of the things that were happening. I was like, oh God, this is your music. You know how cool.
So you wouldn't date a upcoming artist?
There are people for them. And it's not me.
Support the craft.
I can support as an audience and as a friend. But I'm like this, when he said, oh, I'm going to play you something. And they played the beats.
Crazy. Not crazy, but she's not serious.
When he said, oh, I found my music and they said, I want to play you something, and he started to play it.
She said, so not be you do. She said, is it?
I was like, just the beats? That's why you want to drop out of college? These beats?
Yeah, I never went to college.
You want to drop out of you don't want to go to college. I was just like, this is too much.
In my head, I was like, can't you do both?
Then also with her, I understand a lot of trauma, and I always want to talk about that sensitively. Nobody should ever be sharing your private videos and private pictures without your consent. That aside, oh my God, my mom, I don't want her to find out about Christian. I was like, girl, if you don't get out of here.
You're making it too complicated.
I was just irritated half of the movie. In the beginning, I was just like, can we get to the storyline? What is happening here? Anyway, Forever was cute.
Oh, also, most of the things that they were doing, I said they're able to experience love this mushy because they don't have bills.
Very good.
I felt that way. I was like,
you don't
if I have rent to pay, you could go away.
You don't know anything better than you're doing, that's why.
What do you mean you're going for a heartbreak and you're sitting in your bed all through the day? Anyways. Bills are waiting. Teams chats, they're pinging you. Anyway.
But what else? I think about Forever, I had a I've been craving a lot of, now that we're talking about being Nigerian, I've been craving a lot of Nigerian foods.
What kind?
And so over the weekend, I had beans and dodo.
You cook that? Nice.
I
didn't know you cook that. Cook for me someday.
I don't savvy cook out. But I ate beans and dodo the other day, and I was just like, wow. Like I woke up, like over the past week, I was talking about it, and I was just like, oh, like I'm just craving like, no honey beans. What do you put colors in the Yoruba? There's a name for it.
Ewa.
No, Ewa. Girl, I can't even trust you to even
I
give
don't
the right
know.
names.
It's Ewa.
Anyway, honey beans.
Ewa?
No, Oloyin. Oloyin beans?
Girl, I don't know. I'm shaming
Correct
my
us
people.
in the comments.
If you're Yoruba and you're listening, or if you're Nigerian, you know it.
Correct us.
Leave the
but
comments.
Honey beans in like red palm oil, like spicy with sweet, like very ripe plantain. That was in my head. I was like, I can't take this out of my head. And it was presented, and it was lovely. I ate it. I was so satisfied, and I was like, wow,
I love a good beans.
Yeah. And Moyo just gave me akara, and I'm just like, what? Very beansy. Very busy. My week has been very busy. But yeah, I was just like, been eating good. I've been resting. I think I'm just finally coming back out of the dumpster that I was in April.
Welcome back.
Anything else happen?
I can't remember. Oh, went to Rema. What? There's something about you, girl.
There's something about you.
Girl, yeah.
Ozeba. No, Rema was a vibe.
I love me a Rema.
I loved.
He's so pretty. All the smoking he's doing. He's a cute boy. He's too cute for all of this. He wants to have fun with guy.
No.
I'm like, you look like a baby. Like, you're so cute.
No, Rema was a vibe internal.
He's really pretty. He's a pretty boy.
He gave us everything. He could have given us more.
He could have.
But he still gave us everything.
I feel like I didn't really see him. Maybe it's because of the seats I went to go.
But also, I think that we just had a good time.
Oh,
and
yes.
Rema's performance was just like background for our craziness. But like, we had a great time. We went out after. It was just the whole.
And the day was
vibe.
Monday.
Oh my God, we got home at like 4 a.m.
And that. Okay. Yeah.
We got home at 4 a.m. When we're adults, we can say that we go home at 4 a.m. Do you want to beat us? We go home at 4 a.m. And at work, I was the only one that had to, out of all the crowd, I was the only one that had to wake up at 7 to be at work.
No, but when you think about it, you have your whole life ahead to not be doing that. So why not use this moment?
Okay.
Now is the time.
Now is the time. Anyway, I hope you all will be having a great time.
Same. Nice catch up.
I hope you are having a great time. This is Moyo and I's first time recording in person in about a month because our last episode was virtual. But we're so excited to be here. For my household. So aside from like what makes my household like very Nigerian is because I think it's very interesting because when I think about Nigerian culture and when I hear people talk about Nigerian culture, this is a very important conversation. I don't know if this is something that maybe we want to talk about now or later. And this is very niche to the people that are from Nigeria. When people talk about Nigerian culture and when I hear people discuss it, I'm like, it's very Yoruba, very Igbo, very Hausa.
Yeah.
So if you're unfamiliar and you're not from Nigeria, Nigeria has three major cultures, three major tribes. Sorry, the Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa. Yoruba are more Western.
Yeah.
Igbo is more Eastern. And Hausa is more Northern.
Forget the South.
I am none of that. That I'm a South girl. And we just pretend like the South doesn't exist. My tribe is a Shekiri.
But sometimes they kind of just lump you with Yoruba people.
No, because Yoruba people, they lump us with Igbo.
Oh, and Igbo lump people to us.
Nobody wants to claim the South. Which side eye to y'all?
But like, big side eye.
Very big side eye.
I'm side eye me too.
From Delta State. And the South, I will say, the South is a mixture. It's a melting pot. It's a mixture of a lot of smaller tribes. And they make up like a lot of the states. So you have like Ijo, Urobo, Isoko, Ishekiri, Edo, like a lot of all these other tribes. So I'm one of the smaller tribes. And so a lot of the, I won't say viral Nigerian culture mimics a lot of like Yoruba culture or like sometimes Igbo culture. And I think a lot of people don't realize that other people in Nigeria have other identities that is not innately those big cultures. But in my household, I still think that some things are still just Nigerian baseline. So like, although Owambe is a big Yoruba thing, in the way it happens and the way it's orchestrated, I think Nigerians just like parties in general.
I agree.
I remember a lot of birthday parties growing up. I think Nigerians are very like extravagant and like just very outgoing and like we're loud. So my household was also really loud. What else? I think the focus on education is a very Nigerian like oh, does your father have 2 heads? Everybody had this, like the people in your class have 2 heads. The person that got A, do they have 5 heads? Like I think the emphasis on excellence, it's very like being forced to study and like school and all this thing, especially if for people who can afford school. I think that's also a baseline Nigerian culture. What else? I grew up eating things that some people are not familiar with, like banka soup, starch. And I also think because we're a smaller culture, I also grew up eating a lot of other cultural foods. So I know a lot of Yoruba people just grew up eating like Yoruba, especially if you're like from like big Yoruba states like Lagos State, Ondo State. You usually eat just Yoruba cuisine. I grew up eating like ofe nsala, afang soup, calabar soup, like just a lot of diversity. So I think that's the difference in my Nigerian identity, is that it's not just, I find that a lot of Yoruba people or Igbo people or Hausa people is very, very tied to their culture. But mine is very, I do have my culture, but it's also very tied to just other cultures and like experiencing Nigerian in a different form. But yeah, does that answer your question, babe?
It does.
Anyway, all right. But another thing I wanted to talk about is, although our identity is also very much, like we've talked about, ingrained in like living in Nigeria, by the time we're 50, a lot of our identity will be living outside of Nigeria. Unless you plan to move back, maybe you have not told me your plans.
if I'm like married to a rich man, why not? Sorry.
Okay.
Oh God, I cannot. Is it safe?
It's very safe.
It's not giving safe.
It's very safe.
I'm sorry, but if I was married to a rich Nigerian man,
Mm-hmm.
even if he's not even Nigerian, oh, it's not. No, he has to be a very rich Nigerian man. Sorry.
Yeah.
And you want us to go back? Yes, baby.
But a lot of our identity will be outside the country
Mm-hmm.
unless we plan to move back.
Yeah.
And there's such a different experience about being Nigerian now in the diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
I think the experience is so different.
Yeah.
And it also like kind of throws you off a little bit because the longer you are away,
Mm-hmm.
the more distant
You feel to the culture.
you feel to the culture. So how has living in the diaspora changed or influenced your identity? Wait, what's going on? What's good?
It's
Talk to
just
me.
giving.
Talk to me.
Not
Talk to me, baby.
Hi. Sorry. I think it's just giving confusion sometimes. I think for the most part, I get to see how big the world is.
Mm-hmm.
Like having to leave Nigeria at such a young age as well. I was like, oh wow. I think because in Nigeria we used to use the N word quite a bit in my high school. Do you remember?
I didn't do that.
Oh, my high school my high school were using the N word anyhow. Very uncultured. Anyway, and then I remember moving here, and I thought that was just for I thought it was for everybody. I didn't know it was specific to. I don't think I clocked that it wasn't specific to. That it had to be just used for Black people. And so I remember, I think maybe my first day out, I was like, why would this do this?
And were you talking about a Black person? Or?
No. And I yelled it.
A palm-colored person?
I don't think it was palm color. I think it was maybe like a Latino or something like that. And yeah, and I yelled this. I was not that I could hear, but I was talking to my other friend, but it was pretty loud. And she had been here for like a couple years. She's like, Moyo, you can't say that. I said,
it's not for everybody.
everybody is
our friends.
Everybody's so so yeah. Anyway, so I think I just got to understand that they're really different. Like, and I think because we're in Canada as well, specifically Toronto, it's a melting pot of various cultures.
Yeah,
and it makes me really appreciate the world. Like, wow, you really truly have a whole different upbringing.
Yeah.
And a whole different lifestyle, a whole set of beliefs. Like not everyone is either Christian or Muslim. Like you can be Sikh, you can be Buddhist, you can be, Shabbat. Like it can be everybody.
Yeah.
Be anything. So I think living in the diaspora, I get to see how people exist outside of our own way of living, being in Nigeria. Because I think Nigeria, the way we are brought up or socialized is just vastly different. And the way we were meant to think, even our education system is very much like you read, you cram, you write, and you get marked. But like
there's no focus on understanding.
Yeah, like ask me something about geography. Was I like the best student in it? Probably, but like
you were best in geography.
Ask me my geography now. That's what I'm saying. Like I was cramming it and the teachers liked me. Which one?
Where is
like I'm not terrible at it though. But when I'm talking about geography, I mean like all this like debris. Like they are teaching us really
the types of rocks?
Yeah, all those kind of things.
I don't
like
know.
I didn't like geography enough to want to go into the zoology and the geology and all of that. No. But sorry, ask me.
I was gonna ask you, where is Lahore?
Wait, sorry, did you know what I heard?
I'm so badly behaved. What?
Do you know what I heard?
What? What do you hear?
Charlie Poppy.
Lahore. I said it that way first.
Okay.
Purposely.
Okay.
Yeah. Lahore.
Can you spell it, please?
And so my relationship with faith definitely expanded. I will not say necessarily changed, because I think growing up in faith in Nigeria is still the foundation of my faith.
Yeah.
And my relationship with God and Jesus. But it has, he's really it's just thickened.
Like you know how I said there are just so many people of different beliefs, even within Christianity. the way people express their faith.
Yes.
I'm just like, wow.
Wow.
You believe me dancing right now is evil?
Mm.
Like, that's quite
Yeah.
fascinating to me. So just like the concept of theology, like it's changed so much, well, evolved so much, expanded. That's a good word, expanded.
And like, even like, just I'm just last now saying this, like my view on life in general, and like what it means to live a full life and a happy life. I think I grew up seeing a lot of also what do you say?
No, full and happy. I was just
like full and happy life, because I feel like, and not to their fault, because that's the resources that they provided. But I grew up seeing like life as just like, you go to school, you work, you marry, you slave for your kids, and then
still give.
Maybe you take a one summer vacation in the whole year. But like, we've had conversations like not seeing our parents like engage in friendship and like fully experiencing the benefits of community, and not just community like, oh, we are sharing each other's just to hype each other up and like boast to each other. But like,
sure of your children.
Yeah, or sure of your children. People being involved in your life, and like just what community fullness and everything means, I think has completely expanded.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if I would have had, it was just the part of growing up, because who knows?
Yeah.
I cannot say that, if I lived in Nigeria till now, I will not still have these views.
Exactly.
Because I don't know.
You won't know.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like these are a lot of things. And a lot of these things are due to the Western culture and just living in diaspora. But a lot of these things are also due to just growing up. And a lot of these things are due to like just being exposed to more. And I think you said globalization. Like things are moving quickly. YouTube was not a thing like as a
TikTok.
career. TikTok, all these things like tech. Oh, we're singing two different songs, babe.
Oh yeah, very. I was singing Beyonce.
Oh, I was singing TikTok. You just came from it's giving Caribbean.
Oh, sorry.
Broke it. Sick. You don't know that song?
I think I know it. Yeah, man.
But that's how the diaspora shapes my identity.
Damn, that was deep. In terms of a story time, was there like one moment where you're like, oh wow, I'm really Nigerian. This place is not. This is not my land. This country is not for me.
Every day is a reminder that
when Odura comes.
Odura, they choke people. When you add the H and you remove the H.
Hey.
When you're just like, oh, can you pass me the egg? Damn it.
I've said Sha in a meeting before.
You said chai?
Sha.
Oh, Sha.
Oh yeah, one of them. Because I was like,
and we're talking about this. Which episode were we talking about this? That sometimes you just want to tell somebody.
You just gotta say nothing hits like nice belle.
Nice belle. But like even like just my facial expressions.
Yeah,
we're very expressive people. My ad libs, like sometimes.
Hey. Yeah. Wow.
Whoa. Oh God. Like just the like my expressions and my ad libs. When you say repeat it, and the different levels of the I'm just like
nice. Hey, I'm here. Hey.
But the one thing that stands out in my brain, y'all. This is a really embarrassing story. Embarrassing. Are you not embarrassed? But my first, my sister is in this room, y'all, as we're recording this.
Shout out to our producer.
Hi, Annabelle. Love you. But I think she'll laugh with this story. When we first moved here, we went to like a transitional school, so college. To transition into like actual university. So it's like doing grade 11 or 12 high school over again. I remember my first class. It was one of my English. Was it English or drama class? I don't know if you remember, or maybe you remember drama class from like Great Lakes. But I walked in and I was like, "Oh, good evening, ma." And she was like, "You can just call me my name, please."
Oh my gosh, I just remembered
that embarrassing moment. You don't want the ma?
Good evening is even crazy.
You don't want the man. Was it good afternoon, ma? I said, or something like that. Something, ma. She looked at me like, and she was a younger teacher. And she was like, who's the ma in this place? She's the drama teacher. I can't remember what her name was.
Oh my gosh.
But I was just like, oh, Ibido, you're too local. Ibido, you are local.
Wow. Oh no. I think,
God.
bro, that's funny. Because they're like,
gonna
no,
cry.
you can just come by my name. Oh my gosh. Let me not say it here.
But what about you?
Mine, I think probably has to be, I don't know. Mine was like at a conference. It was like a very multicultural conference.
Oh, I know this conference.
A lot more white and Asian people than Nigeria. I think we're like probably the very few black people there.
Yeah.
And then they just started playing some nice, like this song, like Hillsong, all this nice poppy Christian nice songs. All of a sudden, they switch it up for us. Then I started playing Thai Tribet, Afro medley. Why would my girls and I not like over?
Moyo said, "Wow, let's pop it up with a dance.
Come on!" And we're singing. All of a sudden, everybody now stopped.
They were looking at you.
Maybe this is giving racism.
It's giving
Micro.
It's giving micro. Because why are you staring at me? Thai Tribet is bumping.
And they stopped. But when they're playing a Hillsong, I'm bumping. Yes. What do you mean they're playing my Thai Tribet? You now want to leave the hall? They left the dance floor for us, Sha. It was fine. But it's like they can tell on your face if you are really still living in Nigeria or not. I don't know if it's written, but there's just they know, they clock it. I think it's just on my it's in the face. I don't know, but
I really do feel you, especially when I'm at work. It's like there's some people that I'm like really friendly with. Yeah, like I can never see myself being able to integrate into your life, like to fully be myself as who I am. Exactly, because a lot of things I have to explain.
Big reason why I don't know if I can date. I don't know how I got to that conversation.
Pasta and lobster.
I'm trying to try it though.
You can do it.
I can try it.
You can do it. So everything is possible under God's green earth.
Praise God.
Everything's possible. But yeah, it's just.
I get it where people are like, yeah, just stick with your Nigerian friend, or like not stick with your Nigerian, but stick to their culture. To your culture, it's easier. It's already hard to make friends with people within your culture sometimes. Yeah. Now imagine if you're not trying to break the norm. It's hard. So
I was watching, like, I don't know if anyone's interested in like streaming and everything. There's this thing happening right now where this big streamer Kaisana is doing something called Streamer University, where he, oh my God, I heard that he had like almost like 3 million applicants. And he ended up, yeah, people are looking for
dollars. They're trying to find money.
And I think he ended up going through like 96,000 applications out of the 3 million. And he ended up picking like a bunch of people, and there's like, he rented out this like school, and like he's really doing like, it's a mixture of like big influencers and small influencers, or big streamers and small streamers. And the goal is to like just teach people how to run the business of streaming and like how to grow and everything. There's these 2 streamers that were picked that are very, very Nigerian. Renenzo, I think is his name, or Enzo, and Shank, or Shanks. And just watching them interact with the Americans. Like you see some of the comments and like, oh my God, they're too much. They're too loud. And like there's some jokes that Shank or Enzo will make. I will be dying laughing. And the entire room is dead silent looking like, what is, and I'm like, y'all don't get the, damn it. And like, so like, I understand that experience, and like I see other people have this experience where you can't really translate your humor, you can't really translate your personality. It didn't give.
Like the only humor at this point is like Gen Z humor that
we can relate on.
Yeah, and that's honestly really based on Black culture, like Black American culture, because like some Caucasian people make some jokes, and I'm like, what? They like now try to now sound Black. I'm like, why is it that you are snapping the finger, twisting your head. Like where is that coming from? I don't want to make that deep or anything, but I think it's still very much. It's just somehow you can't really.
And like, but when I am like with Nigerians in Nigeria, I also feel like I don't feel like I can find my footing faster though.
Yeah,
but I still feel like it takes me a while to find my footing.
But my pidgin is terrible.
It is. No, we just have to agree that it's really terrible. Wow. It's okay. You can work on it.
Teach me.
No, don't do that.
Okay.
You gotta experience it through experience. But what I'm saying is that like there's some Nigerian things too, like, and not like with Nigerians our age, but like for example when I'm interacting with my parents, or let me not use my parents as an example if I expose them all the time. But like just there's some misogynic jokes that don't fly with me anymore. That like I'm just like
and then I was like, oh, your own is too much. Sorry,
it's actually it's much. It's big. My own is a lot.
Yeah.
There's some things that just don't fly anymore because I don't find it funny again. Just because I've and so I don't know, and I don't want to say that that's a Nigerian thing, but Nigeria is quite a patriarchal society, so a lot of things are deeply rooted in the misogyny of things. But I'm like, there's just some things that now happen in Nigeria that I'm just like, oh, at some point I thought this was funny. It's no longer funny like that to me. Or there's sometimes I related to this, or I could like contribute to this conversation, but I don't find that funny anymore.
Yeah, I think it's also like back to what I was saying in terms of struggles. The big one is just the politics. Like I'm so far removed from the politics.
Oh yeah,
that it feels a little.
What was your vice president's name?
It feels a little disingenuous. That's crazy.
I actually just learned his name last week and I forgot it again. Don't worry, I know it will stick. I'm really working on making sure that I'm reading a lot about Nigerian politics. But back to what you were saying, that it's like if you could pick only one Nigerian food
for the rest of my life
to eat for the rest of your life, that you cannot eat anything ever again.
Okay, you know,
but this Nigerian meal.
Or right off the bat, I'm like potatoes for life. Yeah,
potato girl. We know that.
However, if it had to be like. If I had to bring us, there has to be sweet potato, specifically the Nigerian one. Don't go and give me any Irish rubbish, nothing.
I think the Nigerian one is also the Caribbean one too.
Yeah, but it's just so it's
from
different.
The soil of Nigeria.
From the soil. And give me some very nice pepper stew with all the
sweet potato and pepper stew.
Rishi inside. Oh my god. Or some nice ofada. Sorry.
Nice.
Ofada maybe some rice and stew actually.
You were craving rice and stew.
A good rice. I've been
I don't say multiple. You can only pick one.
I can't pick one. Rice and stew for the rest of my life.
For the rest of your life.
That's a tough one. That's a tough question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? If you had to pick one, Nigeria. That was hard. Can I go back, please? Okay. I'll think about it. You.
If I had to pick one Nigerian food for the rest of my life.
Think about the morning.
A good fried yam and pepper sauce. With like fish.
We basically said the same thing.
We're really a yam potato.
I love it. I love the carbohydrates.
A fried, like, no, if you're in my life, the people in my life know the obsession I have with yam.
You say I'm not giving me the fried yam.
And I don't have the money to have this kind of obsession.
It's okay.
But yam and like pepper sauce.
That's what I'm saying.
With, like,
with the oil.
You're seeing like catfish.
Okay, I'm not a fish girl like that, but.
No, it has to be. So the pepper sauce, it has to be fish.
Yeah,
that kind of pepper sauce goes well with fish, and the squeeze that scatters. You got it. Anyway, what's your answer?
I think I'm going back to my sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
I love me a good sweet potato with some nice the oil. I have to see the oil.
Yep.
I'm hungry.
It's giving cholesterol, but anyway,
so we'll be alright. We've come to
the end of this episode.
We hope y'all enjoyed.
I really do hope you enjoyed.
Let us know what your favorite if you're a Nigerian, let us know. Or if you have a Nigerian in your life, let us know what your favorite Nigerian food is. Leave in the comments below.
Yes.
But where can they find us?
You can find us everywhere on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget YouTube. Audio on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but video on YouTube.
Yep.
Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, follow on all our platforms. But aside from where we release our actual podcast content, like full length episode or Half-Let episodes, we're also on social media.
Yeah.
You can find us on Instagram.
Yep.
At peaceinthe.podcast.tm. You can find us on Twitter or X at peaceintthepod_TM. We're also active on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen.
TikTok. Shout out to the TikTok followers. They've been really
giving it.
Yeah.
They've been coming through. And even Instagram, some of you
Instagram, people are comments. I like
you always
it.
used to side out your butts.
Keep it going.
Keep it going.
Not just
keep
the stories. Comments really help and sharing really helps. So let us know.
So on TikTok, we're at peaceina.podcast. Again, reminder, we are on YouTube. We're on YouTube. Why do we only have 34 subscribers, yo?
The figures are not making sense.
It's not
because
making
when
sense.
we listen, the figures are higher. When we see the Instagram followers, the figure. So only a few people don't like our face. Our faces.
I'm actually
and
I'm taking big offense to it.
Big 100%.
Big offense. So if you're listening right now and you've not gone to our YouTube video first to watch the half-length episode and you've not gone to subscribe, I'm just gonna take it that you just told me that you hate me.
Middle finger, you've given us that.
And you say that you hate Nigerians too. So
the accusation is crazy.
So if you don't want that to be on top of your head,
go and subscribe.
Not Australia. We love y'all.
Thank you also our
you,
subscribers
and all the supporters,
our followers, and all the people that have just been riding with us since the very beginning.
And we feel the love. If you're listening to this, I hope you enjoy the episode. Next week, you can find the video episode on YouTube. We will see you in the next one.
Love
and light.
Peace out.
Love y'all. Shout out to being Nigerian, baby.
Oh, wow.